Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're examining a powerful principle for clear thinking known as Occam's razor. Occam's razor states that when presented with competing explanations for an event, we should prefer the simplest one that fits the facts. Named after William of Occam, a 14th century philosopher, this principle suggests that unnecessary complexity should be trimmed away, like using a razor to shave off excess assumptions. It's like being a detective who knows that when you hear hoofbeats, you should first think horses, not zebras, at least if you're in England. The power of this principle was beautifully illustrated in the field of astronomy. Ancient astronomers created incredibly complex models of the solar system, with planets moving in elaborate circles within circles to explain their observed movements across the sky. These models became increasingly complicated as new observations emerged. Then came Copernicus with a radically simple alternative. What if the Sun, not Earth, was at the centre? This simpler explanation better matched the evidence and revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos. It's like untangling a knotted necklace and finding that most of the apparent complexity was just our perspective on the problem. In the modern business world, consider the case of Duolingo's approach to language learning. When they first launched, they faced a common challenge in education: low user engagement. While competitors added more features, game elements and complexity to try to boost engagement, Duolingo took the opposite approach. They simplified their interface and focused on one core mechanic: short, focused lessons that take just 5 minutes to complete. This simpler solution led to higher engagement and better learning outcomes. By applying Occam's razor to their product design, they made language learning more accessible and effective. It's like realizing that the best way to get people to exercise isn't to build a more complex gym, but to make it easier to take the first step. So how can we apply Occam's razor in our daily lives? Firstly, practice assumption hunting. When trying to understand a situation, list out all your assumptions and see which ones you can eliminate. For example, if your teammate seems disengaged, start with simple explanations like workload or clarity issues before jumping to complex interpersonal theories. It's like decluttering your mental space, removing unnecessary items until only the essential pieces remain. Secondly, use the explanation complexity test. When choosing between different solutions to a problem, compare how many steps or assumptions each requires. If you're trying to improve team productivity, testing a simple solution like clearer communication protocols might be better than implementing a complex new project management system. It's like choosing between a Swiss Army knife and a full toolbox. Sometimes the simpler tool is all you need. Thirdly, apply the sufficient cause principle. Before adding more elements to an explanation or solution, ask whether the simpler version adequately addresses the core issue. For instance, before attributing poor sales to multiple market factors, check if basic issues like pricing or product quality might be sufficient explanations. It's like checking if you're out of gas before assuming your car has complex engine problems. In conclusion, Occam's razor reminds us that complexity isn't always sophistication, and simplicity often leads to clearer understanding and better solutions. While the world is indeed complex, our explanations and solutions don't always need to match that complexity. Sometimes, the simplest answer really is the best one. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. Until next time, may your thinking be clear, your solutions be elegant, and your assumptions be few. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by thepodcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/free music.